Hey everyone, it's Jodi here, your Wednesday host for SelFTMade. I hope everyone's having a good week. I'm doing good. It's been nice. It's been sunny out. It's been hot as heck here in Idaho. But I'm going to jump into this week's topic. And this week is our pick. So what I wanted to talk about is I went to a couple of Pride events, one in Boise and then one in the city I live in, which is Pocatello. And so I wanted to kind of talk about some differences in relation to the trans community that I see. So Boise is the state capital of Idaho, in case y'all don't know. And it's very interesting to see how their Pride is free every year. It's the first time I've ever been was this year. And it's actually pretty big compared to what you would think that it would be, being in a mostly conservative state. I mean, there are pockets of people that are very kind of progressive or liberal, however you want to, word that. And what I really enjoy about Boise's Pride is that they make it accessible to everybody, literally. A lot of prides, such as Salt Lake City, San Francisco's, for some events you have to pay to get in and stuff like that. And Boise does every effort to make theirs free, in which they have done successfully every year, which has been awesome. And they actually have a lot going on. They do a parade, they do stuff on the Capitol steps, the Capitol building steps. They have an event that it starts at 11 and goes until 4. So it's not literally all day, but it's in a good chunk of time, especially when it's not too hot outside, which is really nice. And then they have stuff that goes on to cater to people that are 21 and up. And then they have things going on that cater to 20 and under. For the teenagers and stuff like that. Not too young, obviously. And they make it as family friendly as possible, and that's really cool, and that's what we always want. And they really focus on the community and getting the LGBTQ community out there and kind of mingling with each other, and that's really awesome. And there's just tons and tons of fun stuff to do is what I noticed there. And then in Pocatello, where I live, hold on, I gotta stretch my legs real quick. I'm kneeling down. It's a little bit different. Especially in relation to the trans community. People up in Boise really celebrate the trans community to a certain extent, and there are some things that I don't really care about, that people's views on trans people in particular spaces, but I won't get in on that. But here in Pocatello, they don't do a lot of fundraising, and there's not a lot to Pride, which makes me really sad. And it costs everyone money to get in, and a lot of the events surround the bar, which happens. Bars, back in the day used to be a very safe space for the LGBTQ community, so I understand that aspect. But I'm talking about, people that don't go to the bar events, and there's not a lot of alternative spaces for them to go to. I'm trying to get comfortable, I don't know why. But there's not a lot of alternatives for people that can't get into the bar, which makes me really sad. And so, my friend Joe and I ended up sitting down, it was supposed to be more for him, but I ended up getting involved in the conversation about finding alternative things to do and things that they were already doing for Pride. They started doing a drag brunch, and they're going to do that once a month, and they're doing it at the bar. And I'm like, well, why do we have to do it at the bar? Why can't we do it somewhere else, where if it's already a free event, where everyone can come and enjoy? You can get maybe people that are in high school or getting ready to get out of high school that are interested in doing drag, and they can start working on their personas and their drag style and stuff like that too. So why can't we do that? And the committee, the Pride committee chair, I guess I'm going to call him, said that was a really good idea and that they didn't have to do it at the bar, but they didn't really know where else to do it, kind of thing. And I'm like, you can really do it just about anywhere. And for Pocatello's Pride, it's a lot smaller. They do a breakfast that's free if you buy a ticket to get in. And then it costs $10 to get in. Well, it cost $10 this year to get in. And then it was just at the pavilion from 3 until 10. So it was only 7 hours. It was in the hottest parts of the day. And I'm like, it should be a little bit earlier and get over with a little bit earlier. But, the whole purpose is to get people to stay out that late. So then that way they go out to the bar to celebrate, kind of thing. And I understand that. But there's a whole lot of other things. And then this year, they did have an alternative thing for people that weren't 21 to go to, but unfortunately that fell through, and then unfortunately they didn't plan it to be anywhere else. They just kind of let it go and just was kind of whatever about it. I'm pretty sure that wasn't but that's kind of what in essence happened, is that it fell through and no other plans were made, which made me really sad. And being one of the trans guys that is very involved, or tries to be as involved as possible right now in the community here, especially LGBTQ community, a lot of people don't know anything about trans people, even within my own community. And so I feel like I do a lot of educating people on top of just being there, and then I get asked to speak for other trans people in the community and stuff like that. And I'm like, I'm one guy in the community, and there's so many others that would probably say 20 bazillion other different things. But, you know, I try to be as helpful as possible, because eventually I'm hoping that what people will realize is that we're a community, and even though we're a broken community right now, it eventually can all come together, and that's what needs to happen. And I think that if Pride here kind of gets on that same space as Boise's, where it's like more focused on the community, it's about the community itself and bringing people together, then I think that Pride will be more successful here. And not just because, oh, it's free or it costs money or anything like that. I think we need to mend some bridges where people don't feel alienated from the community that they, in essence, belong to. And especially youth, where in Pocatello we've had a lot of LGBTQ plus youth within the last few years committing suicide due to various reasons. And it's because they don't really know that they have a community that they belong to. They don't feel like they're a part of anything. And so that makes me really sad. There's not a place for them to go and meet other people like themselves. And it's getting better, and I understand that, and that's, you know, a good step. All the high schools have like a GSA kind of club now, which is awesome. And hopefully that will continue to grow, and then that way the bridges for Pride can be mended, and we can get more youth involved in that equation as well. But I'm going to end it here. The purpose of my video is, in essence, to get everyone talking about like maybe their experiences at Pride or with their communities where they live, and the differences that they've seen, maybe if they've moved around or been to other Pride events and stuff like that. So, yeah, hit me up down below. I'd love to hear your stories, and I will see you guys next Wednesday. Actually, no, not Wednesday. The Wednesday after that. We're taking a week off, and then we'll be back with a new set of topics for you all. So if you guys have suggestions, let us know. Let me know down below, and we will fit them in. All right? Peace.